Hey Scruffy, how you doing? So you didn't come up to the door this time. Got fleas? Coming up slowly, huh? How you doing? Quiet meows tonight, huh? I'm blinking slowly. So I got your meaty pate super supper tonight, and kibble. And yeah, that's about it. So it's another hot day. So actually it's hot, yeah, hotter than it's been in at least a week, if not more. So yeah, it's supposed to be about the same as yesterday, but it actually got hotter. Ready for food? I think you're ready for food. Okay, so I'm gonna get up and grab your food. Okay. Scruffy seems a little lethargic, I think. Quiet meows, slow reaction times. I think the heat's getting to him. Oh, hiss. Okay. So the heat hasn't completely drained him. Still has enough energy to hiss at me. Okay, so I'm gonna change your water. And a lot of mud or something in the water. Okay, get your new water. Okay, and I'm gonna sit in the chair, grab the glove. Okay, I got the glove. Oh, wow, I got leaves all over you, huh? I don't know where you keep running off to. I don't know. Must be a plant or something that you really like that has all these leaves. Is that the Japanese maple that's dying? So the maple has some leaves kind of like that shriveled brown one that's stuck to your tail. So you killing my trees? And he has a big grooming artifact on his back. So yeah, I think he got fleas. You might be killing my tree. So, yeah, as I mentioned, the weather is hot today. It looks like the forecast has the weather basically staying the same as today for like the next 5 days. So I'm not looking forward to the next 5 days. We're still under triple digits, so that's at least that. It's not as bad as the heat wave that we got a couple weeks ago, but it's definitely on the hotter side. So I ended up waking up a little bit earlier today. Stomach was still queasy. So food poisoning, yeah, still haven't completely recovered from that. But I saw that yeah, weather was going to be hot. So I wanted to go for an early bike ride today because it didn't look like the weather was going to cool down in the afternoon or evening. So I was able to get out about maybe an hour earlier than yesterday. Probably because I woke up like an hour earlier. But yeah, it was still kind of mid to late morning, so it was already kind of hot. And since today was hotter than yesterday, I can feel the difference. The air was it was warm by the time I left, and then the sun was already at full power, so we didn't have any clouds today. So 2 days ago, I mentioned we had this very kind of thick overcast 2 days ago, and it kind of controlled the heat a little bit, but not today. So I got the full brunt of the sun, so I wasn't able to stay as cool. So by the time I got to the park, I quickly ruled out going up the exposed mountainside, since I was already too hot. So instead, I opted for some alternate routes, including the hill climb number 3 on the other side of the valley, which is partially shaded. But since the weather was so hot today, even by morning, I opted to do a slightly harder but slightly shorter route today. So I basically tried to push myself on some tougher hill climbs, but took a shorter route. So basically I get home sooner, so I'd avoid riding at noon, basically. So, ready for food, Scruffy? No, we're going a little fast today, but it's hot, and you seem a little lethargic today as well, so maybe you just want to get your food and get dinner over with. How's that sound? Okay, I'll get your food, okay? Yeah, he jumped right up for that. And I'll grab the brush. So I can groom that area that he overgroomed. See if I can get the okay, I think I'm done. So, hot bike ride, but it wasn't too bad, all things considered. I think staying off the exposed mountainside is probably the smart thing to do, because I would have been probably a lot more drained and sweaty from the direct sun exposure. And then, I think shortening the route is also probably a smart thing to do today. So, if the forecast is going to be basically the weather's going to be like the next 5 days, I'm probably going to have to do something similar the next several days. So tomorrow I'm scheduled to do a run, so see if I can get up early and do the run earlier tomorrow. So I don't know. So my stomach's still been queasy in the morning, so we'll see how that goes. Usually by afternoon, though, my stomach seems settled, so slowly improving from the food poisoning. I'm actually starting to crave some foods again. So today I was thinking I really would like something with meat, but I'm still supposedly on my diet, so it's probably not in the cards for probably a few more days at least. Though with the sun, being so powerful recently, I'm thinking, maybe what I should do is on my next cheat meal, use my sun oven to bake some chicken or something, and then Scruffy can get some chicken skin for the first time, and it's probably been a couple months now. So that's one of my thoughts. I haven't had salmon fillet in a while, so that's also crossed my mind. The thing I've been really thinking about is pot roast. So, for some reason, I've been kind of craving a pot roast. So, last summer, I figured out how to adapt our family standard pot roast recipe to work in the sun oven. And so I used a Dutch oven and then put it in the sun oven, and took a bunch of different tries. So lots of different things kind of went wrong. So it's been kind of a learning experience, but I think I've gotten pretty good at it now. So part of the problem was the amount of direct sun exposure. So what I learned was if you get too much direct sun exposure, the fluids in the sun oven completely evaporate out of the pot, and then they get trapped in the sun oven, so they recondense on the top of the sun oven, and then they soak, basically create a pool of water inside the sun oven. That itself is actually not a problem, but the pot roast gets basically really dry. It's almost as if you boiled off all the water, like you're doing a reduction. So you can actually add water or chicken broth or something back to it, and it's not too bad. Though I noticed on the surface of the pot roast, and then sometimes in certain parts of the roast itself, it did get a little dried out, so it's something you kind of want to avoid. Though with the reduction, it was actually very flavorful. So you just get really intense flavor from the reduction. So it was like the silver lining of the problem. And then on the other extreme, you don't get enough sunlight, and then the roast doesn't cook. And so I had that problem mostly in the fall, or fall-winter transition anyway. And so and then because the sun moves over, move throughout the day, and it's a slow cooking thing, you got to constantly kind of keep the oven and rotate it kind of towards the sun, but you want to kind of avoid the direct sunlight, otherwise you get that first problem with the water all boiling off. So anyway, pot roast I was thinking about, but beef is still really expensive right now, so the prices actually never came down. In fact, I think they're not as high as the peak of the pandemic lockdowns, but they're still pretty high. So yeah, they're not even close to pre-lockdown prices. And unfortunately, I'm very worried we're never going to see anything close to those prices again. So, very hesitant to buy beef right now, even though roast chuck roast, it's one of the cheaper cuts. Heaven forbid I actually buy a high quality, expensive cut of meat like a ribeye or a really high quality cut of beef. So I don't know my grades, choice, and I don't know what's after that. But one of these days I do want to try Kobe beef that's been prepared professionally. But yeah, too rich for my blood. Right now, at least. So when I was in Japan, at a conference, I was on the Discord channel for all the conference speakers, and I remember one night they after the conference, a bunch of them got together and jumped on the bullet train. So there, you can get a special. So foreigners can get a special unlimited rail pass. That's basically subsidized by the government. So you pay a fee, which doesn't really cover the expenses if you use the train a lot, but it's for foreigners, tourists, basically. And so they basically decided they're going to jump on the bullet train and ride the Kobe to have authentic Kobe beef. Kobe's pretty far from Tokyo, where the conference was. But so while in Japan, why not? And my Airbnb hostess, yeah, she's saying you don't need to go to Kobe to have Kobe beef. You can do that right here in Tokyo. It's probably just as good or better, but still out of my budget range no matter what. So didn't have my Kobe beef. One of these days, maybe. So anyway, yeah, it looks like Scruffy is not sticking around as close as last night, and it's hot, so, and he also seems lethargic, so I think I'm just going to wrap it up here and call it a night. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.